I want to thank you both for coming down here for this top-secret meeting of the Republican Strategy Committee. I must remind you that these meetings are strictly confidential. No one is to know about them. Is that understood? Okay. Now, as you both probably know, the Republican Party has failed in its primary mission.
That would be what exactly? I didn't know the Republican Party had a strategy committee or even a primary mission until tonight.
Yeah, and I thought the mission was to make me President and CEO of the United States. Boy, talk about failure, wow. But, just because I didn't win, doesn't mean I failed.
Hello. That's exactly what it means. It means you failed to win, which means you lost.
Okay, I think I understand that better than anybody else. Well, I didn't want to be president anyway.
What? Why did you run then?
Well, at first I thought it would be fun to be president. I would get to ride on Air Force One and my family, and I would live at the White House. I really enjoy running a big business, and the United States government, well, that's as big as it gets. Also, as president, you are commander and chief of the military. My job would be to destroy America's enemies and protect American freedom and business around the world. I thought it would be fun, like being America's #1 crime fighter. Anyway, it seemed like a good idea at the time, and I had plenty of disposable cash. Besides, the party asked me to run because of all the wacko ultra-right-wing fringe groups like the Tea Party, the religious right, the anti-abortionists, the anti-gay marriage people, the anti-spending and tax group, and the anti-healthcare group, just to name a few. I think it's safe to say that I was the least wacko Republican candidate running. I'm very proud of that fact. Without me, we would have been the wacko party.
Your job was to stop Obama. He's the enemy. Our country is in grave danger and he must be stopped. And we're not leaving here until we have a plan of action. We have to stop this madman.
So what happened? When did it stop being fun?
Well, I'm not sure really. I suppose when I realized I couldn't control everything. I get very nervous when I can't control things. Like the media. They took every word I said and twisted it around. They made me sound crazy, like I didn't know what I was talking about. I had no control over that. That was certainly not fun. I tried to talk to them. I was nice, I was patient, I smiled and tried to answer their stupid irrelevant questions. Did that work? No. They always made me look like an out-of-touch Republican. And that crack Obama made about horses and bayonets. Hey, I know the Army no longer uses horses and bayonets. I also knew that we had aircraft carriers and that planes could land and take off from them. He made it sound like I was unaware of the fact that there is such a thing as an aircraft carrier. He made it sound like I was some out-of-touch nut from another era, but where I was really focused was on the economy. That's where I shine.
So what was all that stuff about Big Bird? You started babbling about cutting a $3 trillion debt by getting rid of Sesame Street and a lovable children's character? My grandkids watch it all the time. They love it. They asked me, "Grampy, what will happen to Big Bird if the Republicans win in November?" I just didn't know what to say to them.
I grew up with Sesame Street and Big Bird.
Hey, I have nothing against Big Bird. I really like Big Bird, I do. I just want to stop borrowing money from China to pay for Big Bird. Is that such a crazy idea? Can't people understand that? Isn't it obvious? Do you want our children's children to be paying off the Chinese for that oversized chicken forever?
Well, you made it look like the Republican solution to the national debt was to cut a legendary educational children's show, and in the process, managed to lose the support of their voting parents.
I know, it was a tough thing to say to the American people. But we just have to reduce the deficit, even if it means sacrificing this national bird.
Well, Mr. In Touch, I have news for you. The national bird happens to be the bald eagle.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Did you think I didn't know that? Do you see what I mean? No one gets me. They always twist everything I say. It drives me crazy.